Queridísimas personitas de YouTube, por fin tengo micrófono. Pues esta será la última grabación del gameplay que estaba realizando de la demo de Touchstarved. Y van a ver es mi experiencia en todo esto. Y las opciones que yo vaya a elegir durante la demo. Para no aburrirlos, vamos a comenzar. Vuelvo a recalcar que no voy a traducir por completo todas las palabras porque es un inglés que está a un nivel que probablemente yo no esté. Habrán palabras que yo me confunda y no pueda entender el significado o qué significan en realidad. Espero que lo disfruten y comencemos con la última parte. I rarely crack one eye open, then the other, not sure where I should believe what I'm seeing. A hooded figure crashes in front of me, one blood-stained hand outstretched. Eso es pintura roja. Digamos que es pintura roja. Yo no sé si... Creo que la cancioncita está como bajita. Que yo no sé si tiene copyright, no. Moonlight silvers the edge of their stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood and the soulless. My eyes dart past my unexpected rescuer to the misshapen form behind them. The soulless many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly from under this body. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. After all, the people is killed. After nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it's dead. Well, I gingerly take the offered hand. The hunter's gaze dips to my bandages. Pale lips part on the brink of a question, then close again. With a strength believing their slight frame, they pull me upright. Something about them is strange, unlike any human or monster I have ever met. I can't quite place my finger on why, and that's a first. I can feel the tension in their grip. Their fingers tremble like they want to pull away. It's a sensation I'm all too familiar with myself. Despite their obvious discomfort, they pause for a moment, pale eyes sweeping over me. Not going to fall? When I shake my head, they hastily let go and back off, wiping the blood from their face and hands. The hunter turns away from me, the heel of their boot hitting the soulless, gangly body. They lean over it, studying it intently. With their back to me, I realize that their hooded silhouette is familiar. I saw them outside the escenario. En el anterior capítulo. Sí. Vestigial o funcional, no sé qué estás hablando. I'm sorted out of my thoughts when they speak, but they aren't looking at me. Bueno, los pronombres de este personaje utilizados acá son ellos en español. Can't all be processed in the brain. Its occipital lobes will have to be enormous. ¿Qué? Too much experience. In fact, I don't think they're talking to me at all. No, para nada. What? Mantenerse callado. Vamos a mantenernos callados. I linger to listen, curious despite myself. They move to the soulless other side, still engrossed in their study of its many eyes. Sensory lack wouldn't be a problem, but how does it compensate all the neurological input? I wonder. Maybe the cog side of me in their peripheral vision, or maybe they heard me shift slightly. The hunter jolts upright, wide eyes landing on me. You're still here? Se ruborizaba. What do you want? Quería agradecerte. They stare at me, though their lips part. They seem to struggle to figure out what to say. Not used to hearing that? That hint of uncertainty almost vanishes under their skull. Almost. You shouldn't need my help to begin with. What are you thinking traveling alone at night? This is far from the worst thing haunting Lawton. I can make heads or tails of them. First they save me and now they scold me. Me están engañando. Lesson learned. I could do without a lecture though. To my surprise, they break eye contact. They frown, though their disapproval doesn't seem direct at me. No sé cómo se dice. Creo que es eso. If you're not going to run off screaming, you might as well wait until I'm done. Their attention glides back to the soulless corpse. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. Soy Tulipán. I'm Tulip. Yo no sé cómo pronunciar el nombre. Pues creo que se pronuncia. Suddenly, Mijin tenses. Their blade flashes as they drive into the back of the soulless neck. The soulless stretches once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Mijin leans on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch, and the creature goes limp. My heart toots in my chest. It must have been clinging to life by a thread. Mijin straightens up, withdrawing their blade in a single smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. They calmly clean the blood from their knife. I swallow, my eyes still glued to the crawling corpse. ¿Eres algún tipo de científico? Mijin stops mid-motion, lifting their head to stare at me. You knew exactly where to strike. Have you studied anatomy or medicine? Not quite. Why is soulless inside the city? Mijin looks at me, eyes searching, before realization dawns. You're new here. There's no walls around the city. Soulless can come and go as they please, until someone is contracted to stop them. The Cenobians patrols don't bother to protect Lawton, not anymore. Let me guess, you're not a fan of the Cenobian. I wouldn't go that far. Either way, it looks like I owe you. Mijin's brow abruptly furrows and they sheath their knife, motioning for me to follow. It's not safe here. The butchers can smell death. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in the city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. If it's so that you're staying, why are you helping me? I came for the bounty on that soulless, and you were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise. The accent is distinctly harsh. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings. Their brow furrows slightly. They open their mouths, and for a moment I could swear they look regretful. They sigh and shake their head. It's too dangerous at this hour. At this hour. I'll take you to wherever you're staying. I wasn't expecting to get directions, given their attitude. When they realize I'm staring, they look away with a huff. It'll be faster, that's all. I have a room at the Woodwick. At the name, Mihin's face falls. That gaudy cesspit. Not a fan? It's full of drunks and idiots. What do you think? True, it doesn't seem like their kind of place. Well, that's where I'm staying. Are you taking back your offer? Mihin exhales sharply and shakes their head. This way. Mihin's route is completely different from my slow, early morning Mandarin? No se pronuncia eso. Their steps are swift and sure, even though all the streets blur together in the dark. You know this city pretty well. I grew up here. I think that's the first thing they have told me voluntarily since we met. Was it always like this? Mihin's gaze wanders, dragging along the dingy buildings. I struggle to decipher their expression. Regret? No, Lydia was never perfect, but it used to be a place worth living in. I can't make heads or tails of Mihin's answer. Iridia is the last bastion of humanity in this wasteland. Where else is worth living? That Woodwick's not much farther now. In no time at all, the shadowy alleys of Lowtown give way to brightly lit avenues and crowds of lively people. It's as if half the city has poured into the Amaryllis district's colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet most of the noise comes from the Woodwick. Its doors hang wide open, bright lanterns frame a tall and familiar figure. No sé qué más. Yet most of the noise comes from the Woodwick. The doors hang wide open, bright lanterns frame a tall and familiar figure. Es que me gusta.
Es que no sabes lo que tú me haces sentir. Si tú pudieras.
Surprised. You know each other? He is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They are quite reliable. Though I can't say I remember you ever escorting travelers. Tulip nearly walked into the jaws of a soul, as I thought bringing her here would be less trouble. If you are staying here, I take it Leander was able to help you. As it happens, I was also headed in that direction. Shall we? Oh, fine. You still owes me for yesterday's work. Mihin drags their feet, reluctantly turning me into the tavern. La taberna. ¿Cómo es? ¿Caverna? Creo que es caverna. As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rose over me. Uy, qué asco. Disgusting. In the hours since I left, the week has grown sufficiently crowded. Dios mío, están más de 25 grados ahí. Curious stands a head taller than most, even so. I nearly lose sight of him amid the sea of swarming bodies. Pardon me. As if on cue, the crowd parts. Curious glances over his shoulder at Mihin and me before gliding through. Esa elegancia como la de Francia. How can anyone breathe in here? No lo sé. También me pregunto lo mismo. Mihin follows at the clipped face. Listo, se arregló. Que no me estaba captando el rostro porque la cámara se apagó. Bueno, Mihin follows at the clipped face. Behind the bar, Leander holds a pair of shot glasses brimming with luminous green liquid. Están mezclando Coca-Cola con yogur. Están como el colegio. And now for the finishing touch, a flash of magic paints the glasses white with frost. You will never guess what's in this. Leander, ¿qué está haciendo? Está haciendo un experimento científico. He slices the glasses across the counter and I get my third and fourth chugs of the evening in rapid succession. Ice leans against the bar, an elbow propped up on the counter. He catches the glasses and lifts one to the light before turning it upside down. Me veo como lo que hacen a veces creo que es en TikTok, que ponen el vaso hacia abajo y como, no sé, mostrando que el helado no se va a caer, pero después sí se cae. The contest magically congealed, stay firmly in place. You are supposed to make drinks pretty boy. Don't tell me you are wasted already. No me mires, deja de mirarme. Beer bursts on the counter beside Ice, looks at the shot glass and shakes his head. What have we here? A bucket full of boogers? Leander's nose treasure. ¡Qué porquería! ¿Cómo así que moquitos? Yo que sé, los mocos no son verdes. You have eaten worse. Beer's lips twitch and his ears flatten when offered a glass. Ice snickers. Coward. ¿Cómo hace esa cara? Cara de signo. Don't tell me you are actually... In one fluid motion, Ice throws his head back and downs the shot. Delicioso. Delicious. Thinking that a dark look crosses Ace's face. It's Shiwi. Después se pone amarito. Shiwi, wait, let me try again. Me mires con esos ojos claros. ¿Qué está pasando? Mihin grumbles. I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. Es un nido de degenerados. If it isn't curious and Mihin. At the sound of Leander's voice, Mihin's pale eyes grow wide. They look ready to bolt until Curious sets a hand on their shoulder. This will not take long, I promise. And his eyes soared from Curious' hand to his face, then softened. Fine, you first. While they stepped forward, I lingered behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All of the people I have met today know each other. No, Sherlock. Para nada, es que yo creo que es una ciudad como un barrio. Ahí todo el mundo se habla, se saluda y se conoce. Good evening, Leander. Ice another drinking competition, I presume? Is it evening already? To some friendly rivalry, Doctor. No need to be alarmed. Curious acknowledged Leander and Ice with a slight nod, ignoring Beer entirely. Not that Beer seems to mind. He tilts his head, lips curving into an impish smile when he spots Mihin brooding and curious. I almost didn't see you there, Mihin, looking for your booster seat? Mihin pushes their hood back and levers Beer with a cool look. I thought pets weren't allowed in here. Beer's eyes narrow. Qué divino. Qué bonita imagen. En serio, qué bonita. Ella quisiera dibujar así. At the first sign of an impeding spike, Leander bolts over the counter. Let's try and keep the pace. The peace. It's not irritated esteemed doctor. Takes us up on a drink. His arm snakes around Kura's shoulders. You are planning on taking me up on the drink, right, Kura? I'm afraid not. We were merely escorting Tulip back to her lodgings. Kura gestures in my direction and my stomach sinks. I reluctantly step into the light. Leander's face brightens as soon as he sees me. Tulip, it's been too long. Everyone, this is Tulip. She's new to it. I feel 4 pairs of eyes fixed on me, and suddenly the bar seems sufficiently small. My voice nearly catches in my throat. Hola otra vez. Oh, hi everyone. Again. Again, you have me? No. Eyes and Beer regard me with a subtly amused expressions. We did not that long ago either. To think with crossed paths once again, it must be fate. I roll my eyes. Beer looks far too pleased with himself. This calls for drinks. I'm buying. Our eyes turn to Leander, freeing me from the burden of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk among themselves is surreal. But for the first time since I undertook the journey to Eridia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I think now. I know I was meant to meet them. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulls me from my restless thoughts. I have got to admit, I'm surprised you make friends fast, Tulip. I wouldn't go that far. We're more like acquaintances. Como compañeros, compadres, panitas. No, panitas ya serían como amigos. A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with yet. A wise man? You said that here last week. Mihin's lips curl with distaste, but Leander continues unperturbed. Let's toast to Tulip's health. Care to join in, Doctor? Curious politely declines with a wave of his hand. Qué elegancia. Es que me gusta. How about you, Mihin? No. Are you? No. A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all turn to find the bartender pouring champagne from an old bottle. Its level one blank. He hands the drink to Beer. When did they start serving champagne here? Beer pauses to lick the foam from his fingers with a coy smile. You don't mind, do you? In a blink, the concern on Leander's face vanishes. Now, you may guess. While chuckling, Leander shoots the bartender a questioning look. Completely disinterested in his company, Ice counts his head at me with a light smile. How about you, Sparrow? I did say I'd buy you a drink. No. my treat. Ice records Leander over the rim of his glass. In the dim light, the glint in his eyes looks downright dangerous. What will ah, what will it be? What will it be? Tulip? Agüita. Allow me. Leander pushes away from the counter to flag down the bartender. Mihin and Curious drift toward one end of the bar. Both seems eager to leave at a moment's notice, and neither has ordered anything. Ice and beer linger, several glasses stand empty between them, and the two show no signs of slowing down. Me voy con los tranquilitos. Follow Mihin and Curious. It's less crowded further down the bar, and my breathing eases. I have never liked packed spaces. Curious gives me a knowing look as I approach. Were the week's offerings not to your liking? Let me guess, I'll end up face down in a barrel after a sip of anything here. His mouth quirks, but he shakes his head. Quite the opposite. The drinks are notoriously watered down. It lowers cost while encouraging the patrons to overindulge. He looks up from adjusting the laces of one of their braces. The only reason anyone bothers coming here is for their cheap rooms and cheaper drinks. Perfect conditions for terrible mistakes. It almost sounds like you're speaking from experience. Their pale face reddens and they look away, scowling. Leander returns with a glass of water that I accept with a murmured thanks. He claps, grabbing the attention of the group. Alright everyone, let's toast. May tulips stay in Iridia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers. Leander, Ice, and Beer raise their glasses. In unison, Mihin only crosses their arms and Curious watches with polite indifference. The water is bitter, cold, and tastes faintly metallic, but I savor it all the same. Gradually, the din of the crowded bar fades to low murmuring. I find myself relaxing for what feels like the first time in years. Sigamos. Gradually, sí, ya lo digo. Aren't you the popular one, Tulip? You must have met Curious first. It would be more accurate to say that I found her. He saved my life. I merely performed my duty as a doctor. Although I admit I was confused when I woke up naked. ¿Cómo? Excuse me? Oh no, porque dice de las cosas. Enfrente de cura. Leander makes a shocked noise somewhere behind him in his sides. It's not what you think. Tulip was in grave condition. I could hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes. The silence that follows stretches uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Curious disappointment, and catch Beard snickering behind his hand. Huh? That's my cue to change the topic. Curious isn't the only one who saved me today. Don't you listen? I didn't save you. You were simply there. That's Mihin for you. Leander reaches for Mihin, but they duck under his arm with practices as reliable as they are moody. You are one to talk considering you neglected to warn her to stay off the streets at night. What? Of course I warned her. I think. Mihin's only response is a short press. At any rate, I never got a chance to thank you, Mihin. Don't, the less souls alive, the better. Mihin's eyes flick towards Ice and their lips twist. Ice is too busy nodding along to Beer's enthusiastic pantomime of stabbing to nonsense. I have enough of this hellhole. Let's go. Mihin and Curious share a brief look, then the doctor speaks up. Very well, but there's something that I must discuss with Leander. If you'll excuse us, Tulip. And just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to sip my water in silence. Or so I think until I hear a voice so soft and low it's practically a purr. Does your tour guide? No, say no. Say no. I turn to find two pairs of slit eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that Ice and Beer choose to bounce the instant the others left. Of course, I'd be stuck with the two of most irritating people I have met all day. Monsters or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them push me again. Don't tell me Leander already snuck out back to get his knob. ¿Qué? He's got business with Curious and Mihin. Two on one business, huh? Lucky. I can tell if it's the champagne or the company, but Beer has grown noticeably more relaxed. Lo dudo. He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand. His tail sways lazily. Why are you so far away? Come, join us. He pats the empty bar stool beside Ice, but I hesitate. The small beer wears is sweet and distinctly sly, and with drinks in the mix, I dread how he and Ice will mess with me next. Bit of light? No, I'm not so sure about that. He already tried to rob me and you threatened me. Me still? You must be mistaken. You sure it was you sure it was me? ¿Qué me pasa? Yes, it was you, and then you had the gall to kick me out so you could go drinking. Ice gives another one of his shrugs, like, como si dice, como que, ya que. Had to give you a reason to come looking, miss me already? I stare at him flatly, unimpressed by his deflection. Pierre suddenly leans towards me, Gossamer sleeps pulling where he rests his elbows on his knees. I sets his hand on Beer's waist, narrowly preventing him from tipping off the counter. I'm afraid we got off on the wrong foot. How about we start fresh, Begin with proper introductions and whatnot. I'll start. The name's Beer. I'm a soulless hunter of no small renown. Beer's hand flutters to his chest, and he bows his head, flinching when hair falls over his eyes. Ice doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. Ya sé mi nombre. I'm certain you already know my name. Hard not to when Leander shouts it every other second. Beer tips his head back and drains the rest of his champagne. It's a pleasure to formally meet you, Tulip. He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. A tingle jumps down my spine. I quickly turn my gaze away. Ice smirks at my reaction. Is something funny? Nope. I open my mouth and close it just as quickly. They want me to react, wading me into another ridiculous game. While their sharp, cat-like eyes keep me on edge, something about this tension is fun. It must be the fatigue. A flash of white over Ice's shoulder catches my eye. Across the bar, Curious heads for the door. I don't see Leander or Mihin, but it feels wrong to let the doctor leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Beer grins and waves at me as I leave. I slip through the crowd, careful not to touch anyone, but just as I'm nearing Curious. Go! La ver, caigo. I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck twice as wide as his head. He stares down on me, nostrils flaring. Out of my way, Chastain. ¿Por qué me insultas? No me conoces. Asshole. I mutter while massaging my throbbing elbow. The lowlife wheels around, shoving an other out of the way so he can close in on me. What did you say? He shoves me backward, sending me stumbling to the sticky floor. I'm fine, but my heart leaps in my throat when I see him bearing down at me. You trying to start something here? The lowlife freezes, his fist cocked back. A group of others circle him, sizing him up. For what feels like an agonizingly long time, the lowlife looks from me to the others. Finally, he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. Que asco. The what narrowly misses my cheek. Disgusting. Screw it. Too many freaks in this circus tonight. He turns his back on me and comes face to face with Ice. He gives the lowlife a dangerous smile. You'll do. What happens next is a blur. Oh! Ice's fist crashes into the man's jaw, causing a frenzy of gasps, shouts, and even cheers. I scramble to my feet as the frantic crowd swarms around me. Through the ruckus, I hear Lander shouting, "Take it outside, Ice!" Everyone thinks out me. ¿Qué me pasa? With that, the wig erupts in hoots and cheers. The ring around me disperses as others and onlookers rush toward the bar. Through the thinning crowd, I catch glimpses of familiar faces. Ice vanishes out the back, dragging the lowlife behind him. Curious lingers near the door, searching, I suspect, for any wanted before he departs. Mihin drops their hood up tight as they duck out a side door, while Bear leans over the counter to swipe a glass of wine from behind the bar. And Leander, seated at the opposite end of the bar, gestures dramatically and at the bartender. At the bartender, perdón. No sé qué me pasa. In a heartbeat, I realize that there's no telling when or if I see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue may be the last person I get to speak to tonight. I follow,